Now, I've been talking about the Bitcoin dump for a while, and we finally got a dump here inside of Bitcoin, and it's not done yet. So, this is what we're going to talk about today, and it's actually a very good thing that Bitcoin just now dumped. A lot of people don't see it, but I can definitely see it, and I've been talking about this for a few weeks now, and really about a month or two. But, anyways, we're going to talk about how this is a very, very good thing for Bitcoin. Anyways, hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's just get straight to it. So, let's talk about this and how this is a good thing for Bitcoin. For one, let's just talk about how we've been predicting this for the longest time here. I just noticed here that we broke down below this trend line here. We were on an uptrend for the longest time, and we broke out of that trend. And that's when it started to set us on a bearish path. So, as you can see, we broke out of the trend here. And then we got rejected when we tried to get back into that trend there, which then confirmed our bearish path that you've seen, which ended up down there at our support. Now, first things first, let me take off the Fibonacci just so it looks a little bit more cleaner. Now, notice how we broke down below the support here. Let's bring back the Fibonacci now. That's where our Fibonacci support was set at, about 25.6K, right? Now, let's take that away again. We're going to take away that again. And now, look at the support that we set for this manually. I set this support a very long time ago for this manually. And I did that because I noticed on the 15th of June here, how we hit that support. And it was a very, very strong support for us at 25K. Yeah, that was a while ago. And we also see that was also major resistance for us back here on the 16th of February, as well as the 19th and the 21st of February. And it was also strong resistance over here on the 14th of March. So then that same strong resistance became our same strong support here, like I mentioned on the 15th of June. And then it's also the strong support that we are seeing today. Look at how strong this support is. Look, it does not want to break below it, but it's inevitably going to have to break below that support. Now, we're holding pretty good. I'm not going to lie. We are holding pretty good. But take a look at the bottom of the RSI here. Look, it still hasn't crossed yet, and it's still going down, meaning that it probably will go down a little bit more. Then it'll probably cross and then go back up temporarily before we have another pullback coming here soon for Bitcoin. So there's probably going to be another pullback. We just now hit the momentum wave band down here. And if you're wondering what indicators I'm using Chart Prime, link in the description if you want that. But anyways, we're hitting the momentum wave band down here. So that's very, very good. But if we break this support, right, if we go below the momentum wave band, if we break the support, then pretty much what we're looking back down here is all the way down to 20K. 20K Bitcoin is about to become that next support area for Bitcoin. It was major support back here on around the 9th of March, 10th of March, give or take. And it was also a major resistance back here for January, around January 14th, January 15th, give or take, around that area. So it was very, very major that was a major resistance, and then it became major support. Now it's about to become our major support again. And we'll get to why this is all good in a second. But people are probably like, what? 20K Bitcoin, 19K Bitcoin, that's not good. But it's actually a very, very good thing. So right now, if we break 20K, or if we break down below 20K, then what you'll probably end up seeing is it stopping either at 19 or 18K before it gets back above that resistance there, because we had it as our support, and then it'll probably become that resistance, and it'll probably be a weak resistance there. But we might actually get right back above that area, or we might continue to go down to 15K. Now 15K is like bottom support right now. I don't believe that we'll get all the way down below 15K. I just don't believe that's going to happen. Now, what I foresee is this for Bitcoin, and this right here is a very, very, very important aspect. Now, just take a look at how Bitcoin is literally about to break below 25K, right? We're going to go ahead and bring back the Fibonacci, because it's very, very important to look at the different supports and how they compare. So, like I mentioned before, if we go below this 25K, obviously we're going down to 20K, probably stopping at 23K, trying to get back up, and then another major drop, which brings us down below 20K. The importance of this is, if we go down below 20K, it might not go all the way down to 25, or it might not go all the way down to 15K, right? And that's because of this Fibonacci here. So if we break down below this support here at 20K, I do believe we will go down a little bit more below 20K, but it's probably going to be a fake out, right? It's probably going to be a bearish fake out. They're going to trick you, make you think it's going all the way down to 15K, and you'll be like, oh, I'm just going to sell because it's going down to 15K, because that's what it looks like, because that's where the bottom support is. But we also have the Fibonacci here at 19K. So I think at 19K, we're probably going to end up having that reversal and becoming bullish again. And then that's when the true bull market is going to start. But look right back here, like literally January, that's exactly where that around January 13th, give or take 15th. I said 15th is like right around here, but really it's around the 13th. I just had to zoom in a little bit, but yeah, around January 13th, we had that Fibonacci resistance back there, right? That is very, very important as well. Now, something that people just aren't realizing is what happens like during the Bitcoin halving. Like the halving is going to be coming April 26, 2024. That is a very important date because that's when everything's just going to change. Right now, we're on the 11th of September of 2023. So it does look like it's far from now. But remember, leading up to the Bitcoin halving, we typically start to get things ramping up just a little bit. So what we're probably going to end up seeing here is a little pullback here going back down to 20K. If we break 20K, we might even break it and go down to 15K. And then you might see a slow rise back up to 20 to 25K, possibly even up to 30K until this date right here. So you may see it slowly getting back up to 30K, but then once it hits April 26, 2024, everything's going to change. And this is what people really need to pay attention to, because if everything changes on this day, what's going to continue to happen is the rise of the bull market. The rise of the bull market leading into 2025. That's what you really need to be paying attention to. Now, this was made by Binance. So this is actually a very, very good article. It's very short, so we're just going to go ahead and read it. Why Bitcoin pumps pretty much after a halving. So, Bitcoin halving is a process that occurs every 210,000 blocks, or roughly every 4 years. When a halving occurs, the reward for mining a block of Bitcoin is cut in half. This means that there are fewer new Bitcoins being created, which can lead to an increase in demand and price. And it's decreasing the supply, not actually decreasing the supply of Bitcoin, but the current supply that's being mined, right? Because there's only a certain amount of Bitcoin that can actually be mined. Only 21 million. We're at 19.4 million. It's almost over. But they're going to keep doing this every single 4 years to slow this down, I don't know when all of the Bitcoin is projected to be mined, but they're going to continue to slow it down, which is going to make people want to buy more Bitcoin because now less and less can be mined. So now there's going to be less Bitcoin that's circulating. Well, no, the circulation isn't going to go down, but people are going to be holding, and new Bitcoins aren't going to continue to be made at a certain pace. So that's actually very, very important. Now, there are a few reasons Bitcoin pumps after a halving. First, like I was mentioning, the halving reduces the supply of the new Bitcoin. It doesn't take away from the supply, but it reduces how much more is being made, which is important because people are already holding Bitcoin at alarming rates. They're like not trying to get rid of this Bitcoin. I mean, if you go to the richest people here inside of Bitcoin and you look at them, like they have an insane amount of money. They literally have insane amounts of money. So this right here is called BitInfo Charts. If you want to check this out, bitinfocharts.com, and then you can go over here to Bitcoin. And you can see the rich list, they like to call it. Look at how many people are just hoarding Bitcoin. Like, so Binance has the most Bitcoin for one, but they're hoarding so much Bitcoin. Like, they're not letting this go. They're not letting it go anywhere. Like, if you just want to look, there's 16 wallets that have billions of dollars inside of Bitcoin. 16 wallets own billions. So 16 wallets total is holding a lot of the Bitcoin supply, right? And then when you go below there, you see these ones are still 900 million. These ones, this is insane. Like, they literally have 9 figures in Bitcoin, and those 9 figures span on to multiple pages. Look, there's over 200 wallets that have 9+ figures inside of Bitcoin. They're not letting it go. They're holding most of the Bitcoin, which is why when the halving happens, less Bitcoin is being made pretty much, which means now less is really circulating because these people aren't going to let their Bitcoin circulate. These people have not made a sale. Look, from 286 down to 300. None of these wallets have made a sale in Bitcoin. They only purchase. And for some reason, they're purchasing a lot more now. They are purchasing at alarming, crazy rates. Even though they know that we're about to drop to 20K, even though they know we can possibly drop down to 15K, they're dollar cost averaging in, because what comes next, which is the good part that we were talking about. Look, they're dollar cost averaging in. They've been doing this for years, almost some of them for a whole decade. They've just been dollar cost averaging in like crazy. Like, this is insane, the amount that they're buying here inside of Bitcoin. So this is just so important, because if you look at what these Bitcoin whales are doing, think about what could happen now. Look at this chart right here. If we look at this chart, we're right here in 2023. As we go into 2024, we could go up here, go back down a little bit more, and then get back up here to like 30, 40K. They're predicting by 2024, right? By April 26, 2024, which is going to be the Bitcoin halving date, they're predicting that we're going to be somewhere around 50K Bitcoin. So Bitcoin by April 26 of 2024 is going to be priced either between 25 to 50K, somewhere from 25 to 50K by then. That's what they're predicting here. Remember, none of this is financial advice. This is just what they're predicting. From 25K to 50K by April 26, 2024. Now that is very important, because what comes after that, now the Bitcoin halving has happened, which means now people are really, really desperate to get them some Bitcoin. They're really desperate to get some crypto. They're not letting their crypto go. They're not letting their Bitcoin go. They're mining at even faster rates now just to get what they once got before. So this is very important, because as we go into 2024, past April 26, 2024, the Bitcoin halving that has just now happened, now prices are going to start skyrocketing. They're predicting by 2025 to 2026, somewhere between from 2024 to 2025 to 2026, at some point in time, they're predicting Bitcoin is going to reach 500K per Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reaches 500K per Bitcoin, everything is going to increase from there. And that is why this is such a good thing that Bitcoin has dropped. Because if you think about it, this is a discount. Like, if Bitcoin goes down to 15K, that's an even bigger discount there. So this is all a discount. That's why this is so good. And if it continues to go down, good. There's just going to be even more discounts going on inside of Bitcoin. Now, you can take it however you want it, but even the indicators are showing us that this is going to be good for us. Like, if you look over here, just look at the 1 week chart. If you think I'm lying, look at the 1 week chart. Typically, when the RSI goes all the way down here to the bottom, and then it crosses at the bottom, it stays flatlined for at least a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. And we see it time and time again. When it goes there and it crosses right at the bottom here, it stays flat for a while, causing the price to go down for a while. Stays flat for a while here, causing the price to go down for a while. This one, it didn't cross all the way at the bottom. It actually crossed right up here, and then this one came all the way down, which is why we had that increase in the RSI. But now, look at how it's happened again back here, where we've crossed right down here at the bottom. Now, this is going to go down to about here. Now, if you want to know what these indicators are, I'm using the Chart Prime indicators, link in the description. The RSI, the Stoch RSI, that's a free technical indicator here on TradingView. So just look up Stoch RSI, STOCH RSI. This is a free one on TradingView. But if you want to know what this dotted line here is, it's pretty much predicting that it goes down here. Essentially, it usually is correct. I'm actually doing a live trade. If you probably see it in the other computer screen I have here, I was actually watching this. But I'll just go ahead and show you what this does, because I've been watching this on this chart for a very, very long time. This is BLZ. This is called Blue Zell. It's just something a little that I'm trading here. But just to kind of give you examples on how this is working with Chart Prime here, it typically has very, very good predictions here. And it's the same thing here. Like, it's predicting that it's about to go up here to that resistance. And this is usually what I use to trade. We did a whole trading series where I went from $442 to like $2,400. in a few days there, but we did live streams for those, so check out those live streams. But essentially, this is a pretty good technical indicator. Now, the same dotted line that we're looking at here, it predicted that it was actually going to come up and rise here and then level out all the way up here at this area here. So it went down a little bit, hit its bottom at the momentum wave band, because the momentum wave band is where the momentum is built, and that's with the indicators chart prime link in the description for that. But anyways, it hits this area and then it starts to rise back up to the dotted line that it showed you previously, showing that it was in fact about to become bullish. So that was a confirmed bullish area. Now that happens here with this a lot of times, so you definitely want to check out the chart prime indicators. They have like a 7-day money back guaranteed if you want to check that out. But anyways, you can try that, or you don't have to. I don't care. You can do whatever you want to do. But what I'm just saying here is, when we're looking at the indicator, it's showing that we're going to come down here to about 20.3k. Now, you've seen how before it showed we would go down to there or go up to there because, you know, it was a bullish one, so it showed that we would go up, but it showed it very, very, very temporarily, and then it went higher than what it expected. So what could happen down here is pretty much what I'm saying is it could go a little bit lower than expected as well. So it could drop down here. It's projected to be bearish, but it could break the support and it could go down to the next one at 15k. It could. It doesn't mean that it will, but there's a possibility that after it hits 20k, it goes down to 15k. There's a possibility. Either way, it's good because this is a buying opportunity. But we do know we are now curving downwards here. The RSI is showing us we are now going down to 20k. So we're about to go down there to 20k very soon inside of Bitcoin. So this is good. This is a Bitcoin dump. People see it as bad. This is actually a good thing for the people who are trying to get in on more crypto. So do what you want to do. Take this how you want to take it. Anyways, we could have a temporary increase in price going back up to 25.6k, because as you can see, if we go to the 4-hour chart here, the RSI could easily cross back upwards. We see a candlestick is actually forming here at the bottom, increasing because we just now hit the momentum wave band. When you hit the momentum wave band, that just means that the momentum is now starting to be built again. So we could see an increase in price temporarily, just because a little bit of momentum can be starting to actually form up here. But ultimately, we're going to see this drop. It's gonna happen. We've been talking about this for a while. But anyways, we'll just wait till the next video so we can say I told you so. But anyways, hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Definitely check out the link in the description below for Chart Prime. It's a very, very good technical indicator. I use it personally myself all the time. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.